We'll do it live. I hate puppies.
It's good podcast.
I feel threatened.
Been watching birds a lot recently.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Inside the Pallet House, only podcast dedicated to solving first world problems and hopefully helping you figure out what it is you're drinking this weekend. The last 2 weeks we did.
And watching birds.
And watching a lot of birds recently.
Been watching birds a lot recently.
Hopefully this week we're able to give you another good deli winner. That did throw me off. I probably shouldn't try to produce and do the intro.
Or bird talk.
Yeah, the bird talk got you hot and bothered.
Yeah, got that avian flu, that avian fever.
I'm hot for birds.
I'm so hot for birds right now. Oh,
Recently.
Look at that, right on cue. Bird shows up on my
Nice.
screen. Hope you guys had a good week. Hopefully it went better than my gambling.
What?
We don't have to start right in with it.
Still in a slump?
Not in time. What, you going to talk about it? Should we do it?
We don't
Listen,
have to go there. We can go somewhere else first.
It'll take a topic right off the board.
Usually we like to ease our way into those.
We do, but then I panicked. You know,
Are we going to talk about the fact that the past weekend was the best football weekend I've ever actually seen in my life?
Guess we are. Yeah, it absolutely was. Not to be not to overdo it on the sports talk, which somebody the other day, somebody texted me the other day. I can't remember who it was now off the top of my head, but it was young Jimmy. Young Jimmy texted me and he was like, "Hey, you better stop making picks or you're going to lose that number one ranking as the sports podcast." He's like, "You're not very good at this," and I will agree with him.
Well, I don't think the number one ranking had anything to do with like profitability of picks as much as it did about the continual banter and
Yeah, we say we talk a lot about sports. We don't say we know a lot about sports. We don't say we're
No, that's not accurate. 75% of the time we're right. If you look at the facts, like last week, for instance, Troy, you had the 49ers +6. Big winner.
hey,
2 in a row of bets I have won that I didn't put any money on.
He's
Big winner.
leading the clubhouse at this point.
Stu with the Rams. They were +3, right?
I believe so.
So he won. So that's a W.
Bang.
And then we've got Lee came in with the Rams +3. Boom.
Winner.
Winner. The only bet you shouldn't take was mine. The Titans favored by 3.5.
What a dummy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thought for sure that one was a lock. So, started the day off a little weak.
Well, it was crazy. What? Both number 3 favorites lost. Both number 1 seeds lost. Like, crazy.
It was rough, man. It was rough. And then I was like, I hate the Packers. Y'all know I hate the Packers. So I was like, I probably shouldn't bet against them, though, because they're going to break my heart. One way or another, they'll screw me.
Yeah.
So I just took the over with the last money in my account. Now, that over didn't hit.
It didn't come anywhere close to that over. I don't
Nah.
feel like did it.
No, it didn't. It didn't. So Aaron Rodgers managed to screw me one more time.
Just one nice parting gift for Chicago.
Well played, Aaron. Well played.
Has anyone? I mean, he's basically this past year just undercut his whole career. Like he's gone from like beloved to like, does anyone even like him anymore? Obviously, you never liked him.
No, I've never liked him. Now, if he goes somewhere else, I'm willing to enjoy watching the man play. But as a Packer,
He just seems like he seems like a total nerd that's trying way too hard to be cool.
he's just a jerk.
Well, that too, but like the fact that he like grew his hair out and actually thought he was John Wick and like got a puppy and did like a photo shoot to like try to be John Wick is like the nerdiest thing I can think of an adult male to do.
The poor dog.
You're just upset for the dog having to like spend time with them.
It would suck, man. I know that dude stinks, and that dog's probably got a super sensitive nose. Doesn't he look like he smells like shit?
Is he one of like the celebrities that came out last year talking about how they don't shower?
Probably.
Is he on that
He
list?
looks like he should be on that list.
100%. That dude is disgusting. I can't stand him.
I shower every 2 to 3 weeks, whether I need it or not.
Yeah, because that's how I roll. Yeah, dude. He's like from the 1500s. I hate that dude.
Man.
But yeah, so I ended up I had $10 left in my account. So the final $10, like after I bet on the over and lost, I had $10 left in the account, and I put it on a future bet for the Rams to win the whole damn thing, which
What-
will translate to $80.
I was gonna say, what's the payout on that?
They were plus 800 at the time, so it's $80 if it hits. But then I just couldn't do it, and I put in more money. And every bet after that I put in, I've hit.
So does that mean you?
So you needed to hit rock bottom, basically.
I needed to hit rock bottom, and then Sunday came around, and like I couldn't miss. Like everything hit. So I am red hot,
back, baby.
red hot.
Back, baby.
And then I went ahead and I just after I hit the next day, I was like, oh, I got hot last night when I put the money on those Rams. That's when I got hot, and I didn't know it. So I put more money on the Rams to win the Super Bowl, and then I bet on the Rams, and then they hit, and I was like, oh yeah. So
Sounds like you've cursed the Rams.
Yeah. Sorry, all you Ram fans out there.
I will be betting today. I don't even know what the spread is, and at the end of this episode, I will likely take the Rams.
You're pot committed at this point. You
I
can't
am
back
all
down.
in.
You're biggest, Matt Stafford fan in the world.
Always loved Matthew Stafford. For the same reason I hate Aaron Rodgers, I love Matthew Stafford. You see, Aaron Rodgers always beat the Bears. Matthew Stafford was never a threat and in the division because he was with the Lions. How do you hate a Lion? You know,
Yeah.
everybody who's on the Lions that's like pretty good.
It's like,
you love.
aw.
Yeah.
Everybody's like, that Barry Sanders, maybe the best running back of all time.
Calvin Johnson.
Oh, my God.
Probably the best
what a
receiver
wasted
of
all
career
time. I
because
mean,
of that.
So many studs
Yeah.
have been on those teams and just
So was it
Nothing.
a golf thing or a Stafford thing or a Lions?
It's a Lions
Yeah,
thing.
it's a Lions
I was
thing, right?
talking to a coworker the other day.
Yeah.
I mean, imagine being Matt Stafford. You just played your entire career for the worst franchise in the NFL.
Yeah.
You get traded to one of the best franchises in the NFL, a team that's willing to spend money on every position
Yeah.
whatsoever to go out there and do whatever it takes to win, and now you get to just go on this dream ride, and you get to live in L.A. Like, come on.
and he's got the backing of me.
I've never been to
Surely.
Detroit or LA, but if I had to take a pick of
I've
where
been to
I'd
both,
like
and I
to-
can tell you which one you want to be.
Yeah.
Detroit.
L.A.
Oh, I missed another. I keep taking shots though.
Well, it's so cheap to live in Detroit. That's what you're thinking of.
I mean, you could buy. Have you ever looked at like the real estate stuff in
yes,
Detroit?
there are certain places.
Yeah.
You can buy blocks there for
whole
hundreds
blocks
of dollars.
for like $100,000. Like
Yeah.
you could buy an entire city block. And granted, you still got to adhere to zoning and everything else
Yeah.
about what you want to build there. But
and demolish the block that you're
Yeah,
buying because
so there's
looks like
there's
Beirut.
actually some like conservancy groups that have started buying some of those blocks and then turning them into like green stormwater
Yeah.
facilities to help reduce runoff and things like that in the city. Which is like, well, that's a silver lining, I guess. For
Yeah.
everybody.
A lot of artists are showing up there right now
Yeah.
too, because it's dirt
Oh,
cheap
yeah.
to get studio space.
to like
You
Hell's
just-
Kitchen in the 70s
Yeah.
kind of
Yeah.
thing. Like,
It's like it's kind of cool. There was a time there where the Silver Dome was for sale.
oh
Like
wow.
all dilapidated, and it was like $400,000 or something. And
Yeah.
I was like, I don't know how I'm going to come up with $400,000 because this was a while ago. I was like, but I would like to own the Pontiac Silver Dome. Like,
Yeah.
just like pick a room and start there. Like,
Yeah.
all right, get this one fixed up. This is where I live. But at least like, you have a field. It'd be pretty
run
sweet.
around, you got a dome.
Yeah.
You got kitchens everywhere. Like,
Big ass commercial kitchens. You can only
Yeah.
cook hot dogs and hamburgers and chicken tenders.
You'd
but-
literally be like Baker Mayfield in those commercials.
or Yeez living in
in
Mercedes
Atlanta. Yeah,
Dome.
we-
Yeah.
Yee.
just lives there. Yay. I don't know.
Yay.
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 Yeah, it's
Actually, I
kinda-
haven't heard it out loud how he wants it pronounced, but it's Kanye, so I assume it was Yay.
Yeah,
But I don't know.
but it's Yeezys.
Kanye, call us up. Let us know.
Could you imagine if he did?
I would die.
Like that would be the greatest. The phone rings.
I'd be
and it's-
scared.
It's Kanye.
Yeah.
I'd be really scared.
I'd be like, man, you can do call-ins, but you can't come over.
Why not? You don't want
No,
Kanye to
dude,
come?
he could
Yeah,
come
I'm about
over.
to say there are
Yes.
worse people, worse rap stars right now that you could invite over.
There are
Like
worse
Drake.
people that come over here.
exactly.
Like,
In our circle.
yeah, what are you talking about? Kanye would move right up into the top 3, like of best.
Yeah.
We're not exactly frequented by the creme de la creme around here.
Richmond's finest around.
Like when you decide, I think I want to drink beer in a shed. You're already
Yeah.
kind of
Well,
near bottom.
It's got a fish tank, so it's super
It's
classy.
real nice shit.
It is. I know when you say that, it sounds bad, and then people come here and they go, dude, this is really
This
nice.
exceeds my expectations.
And I like to keep expectations low.
He
Smart.
makes it look like he makes it sound like a 6x6 aluminum shed you put up in 2 hours, and you're just sitting in a
Troy's-
folding chair in the middle of it.
Yeah.
3 folding chairs.
I was gonna say Troy normally has to sit in Brendan's lap for the podcast.
Yeah.
Normally how it works.
That's how tight it is in here.
You know, the first few we did used to sit in the couches
Yeah.
and sit back, and I tell you, it just the energy level was not good. When
No,
you're
it
just
was not.
sitting in a recliner, you're like,
Recliner, just like, what'd you do this week?
hey, you may as well just be stoned because you're just like, yeah, man.
Yeah. Feet kicked up and everything.
Yeah.
You're just like,
Oh,
what's
were
up?
you talking, man?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just relaxing, watching the game. It is a lot better to stand.
Yeah.
We learned that about what, year 2?
No, I don't think I think we went like, I don't know, 12 episodes of sitting maybe before we figured that out.
Or we figured out if you
Yeah.
stand, it's a lot. I know one of us did it like first. I think it was you. You were like, I'm going to stand.
Yeah.
And everyone looked at him like, what a fucking idiot.
And
But
I
then it
wanted,
was-
and I like the TVs to my back so I don't get,
Yeah.
Distracted by
But
it.
all of a sudden, like,
distracted
your
by that.
energy went up.
yeah.
We were like, huh, might be something to that whole standing thing.
You might be onto something here.
Which I think every other podcast you see people, they're always sitting.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they have like professional studios. So if you had a professional studio, like sitting back in the couch is different than sitting in an office chair, like
yeah. With like
at
a
a
computer
desk.
monitor.
Yeah,
That's true. We're
exactly.
sitting in a recliner.
We're like overstuffed recliners. Like, I wonder why our energy level sucks.
Yeah. It's
Bring me a
crazy.
beer.
Well, we're a professional. This is a professional studio when people pay.
True.
I mean, like by definition.
Yeah.
So if you want us to be in a professional studio, it's really that easy. You
Yeah.
just send money
Yeah. And we'll,
to
we'll
the Venmo account.
We have-
clearly
We have professional grade stuff, but we definitely need to upgrade it.
Well, as we were discussing beforehand, one of these headphone jacks just went out. One of the mics is out. It's about time to upgrade the board. So
I don't think electronics get enough credit for being as shitty as they actually are.
You think
mean-
they get too much credit?
No, like I think we just allow them to suck. Everybody's just like, oh, it's a year old, so it sucks. It's like it shouldn't break off and
Yeah.
die and
we
quit.
shouldn't have such a short lifespan
Yeah.
is what you're saying. Like,
Yeah, and we've
yeah.
all just kind of acclimated to it. Like, I think we're all guilty of it. We're all just like, yeah, it's 2 years. Of course it sucks now. It's like, well, I just spent $1,000 on this. Why?
Yeah. Why is it only last 2
Well,
years?
Do
yeah.
you think that it's because we don't like take as good a care of our technology because we become so immersed with it nowadays?
There's definitely a lot of different reasons. I think that's one. I mean, obviously, it's mass marketed,
Yeah.
mass produced.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean,
There's also
these-
advertisements constantly telling you to get like the newest,
and
biggest,
I
best
definitely
thing.
understand like 2 years in technology is a freaking
Yeah.
lifetime. So I mean,
but this is
But, like-
using the same jacks from the 40s.
yeah,
Like it's an
yeah.
XLR.
This board isn't doing anything that boards from 50 years ago were doing. So why is it?
Well, it's got that. Oh. No, it's not even on. So, there we go. It's got that. It does have the ability to do that.
Yeah, but you had
well, that's
lines in
important.
the old boards that would do that sort of thing too. Maybe it's not. This is more digital
This
and
is
stuff.
built into the board.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's one stupid
I feel like
channel.
with most podcasts now, they record and have all their board just as a laptop now. Like everything is internal to that.
Yeah,
isn't it?
probably.
Yep. That requires more like looking at a screen and using mouse, like the mouse and
Yeah,
doing stuff.
You can't
though.
multitask like,
Like,
that. That's where you need a
This,
true
I
producer.
look down and it's like, that's either on, the light is on, or it's off.
Yeah.
Period. That knob is turned or it's not.
You don't trust like the digital
Hell no.
valuations of
Yeah,
that.
exactly.
Like you don't trust a red light on your computer screen telling you that it's on.
I mean, I'd be okay with that. It's just all the other.
Yeah.
It's all the
Oh,
little
all
things.
the other gadgets that we use.
Like the thought of having to like minimize this screen and maximize this
Ah.
screen to adjust your volume,
Yeah.
which I'm sure it's not that complicated, but I'm just like, nope.
I was
You would
listening.
have to get a real producer.
I was reading
Yes.
an article or listening to a podcast or something the other day. They were talking about, as technology's gotten better, especially this was in reference to cars. Everything started getting touch screens and digital, but most people prefer knobs and actual buttons on a lot of stuff.
A tactile response
Yeah.
to things.
Especially for volume.
Yeah,
It's like one of the number one complaints in the Tesla. People were like, well, I don't have a knob to
Yeah.
turn up. Everything
You're just,
else
like,
is dope.
Tapping a screen. Kind of
Yeah.
like, turn the fuck down.
But that's the thing. You're one glitch away from
Yeah.
like, oh, great. no heated seats,
Yep.
no climate control,
Yeah.
No car
no
starting.
stereo, no car start.
Yeah, you go watch one Pornhub video in your Tesla, and all of a sudden you
Yeah.
got viruses everywhere.
God, that would be bad. Like, because the
Yeah, I just stopped in my tracks.
the Tesla like has all that internet capability. If you
Yeah.
go to the wrong site, is it going to get hacked? I've never even been in
I'm
a
not-
Tesla, so
yeah,
I don't know.
me
But
either.
only makes sense, right?
Poor people problems.
barely masturbate while driving. You know, there's really the definition's really not that great on the screen. The colors are all washed out.
Oh, really?
No, I don't know. I mean, maybe they are.
Poor people problems. None of us have been in a Tesla.
Oh, I've been in a Tesla. I just
Okay.
haven't.
You didn't take full advantage.
Yeah, I haven't taken a number 3 while cruising down the road.
Speaking of hands-free driving,
I didn't know where that was going.
that Denali commercial where they play the "We Will Rock You," that
Yeah.
is the dumbest thing I've ever. I love Queen, but I'm like, so you're telling me to buy a $90,000 vehicle so I can go?
Yeah, that's right.
But if you do, and you have your dog howling in the back seat, and like the steering wheel lights up green for you, I mean, pay that money, man.
I'm like, I could do that while
Yeah.
I drive my car
I got,
now.
I got
Like,
2 knees, GMC. What are we talking about?
I mean,
here?
like,
That I trust more.
make it do something cool. I just don't want to play "We Will Rock You."
you want like speakers to like come out from the bed of the truck to on top and like just be
See, you
blaring it
guys-
out loud.
You've never been in a real marketing session. I mean, that's how that stuff goes down. It's like, all right, we got to demonstrate hands-free, and everyone's spitballing, and then someone's like, I don't know, man. It
What
would
if they
rock,
clap?
man? It would rock. And yeah, you got to clap because you got to clap. And then
Yeah.
what song claps? And then
Who also doesn't play the drums on the steering wheel while they're driving the whole time?
Yeah, exactly.
My dad taught me that from a very young age.
that's true. Can't argue with
Yeah.
that.
And he would play like Queen, Bohemian Rhapsody, and just
Yeah.
like get after on the steering wheel.
And
Just not
until
safe.
I can like pull out my phone and like get immersed in something else, like
Until it's truly like
until
I
it's
don't
truly
have to pay
hit,
attention
until
at
I
all.
can kick that seat back and take
Yeah.
a nap
Oh,
on my
yeah.
half-hour ride.
That's the dream.
I don't
then-
think I'm going to trust it if I still have the option of like
Yeah.
me drive or it drive. When it gets to the point where it's just it
Yeah.
drive,
You
Yeah.
get in
Done.
and it goes, and there's no say in that.
that's what I'm
whatsoever.
talking
Yeah.
about. Then
Yeah.
I'm like,
I'm
all
with
in.
you.
Then you'll check
But
out.
otherwise, I'm going to drive it.
Because wouldn't that be the worst way to die? You get in a car like that, and you're like, it's hands-free, but you still have to keep your eyes forward and kind of be attentive. And you just are cruising along at 70 miles an hour, and your car just goes, we're turning left right now. And you literally just watch your car.
Yeah, you know what
you
looks
don't even
good?
get
Yeah.
a chance to get your hands up.
That
You watch your
guardrail
own
over there.
death. You watch the car take you off the cliff. You're like, I could have been driving this myself the whole time.
You're laying there watching the replay on the screen, all your camera angles. Like, oh man, I really jumped pretty far though.
It's like alerts and everything else. Catastrophic failure. Catastrophic failure.
Camera from the front, you see it hit the rocks. You see it from the back, and then you see one that's like from 100 yards away. You're like, where did that angle come from?
They're
I
just
didn't even know.
Beaming it from another car.
Last thing you hear is the Tesla soundtrack. You're like, damn.
Got
Oh,
damn you, Tesla.
Well played, Tesla. Well played.
see your
And if you're
move,
kicked back
Elon.
in your seat asleep, and it does it,
Oh yeah.
you're no worse for the wear. But when your eyes forward, watching yourself go off that clip, that's awful.
Oh.
So have y'all seen people around town like not paying attention while driving Teslas?
I don't think I have.
Not as much as I see people not paying
paying
attention,
attention
driving a
driving
real
every day,
car.
yeah.
The only experience I had with it was coming up 288, heading home one day a couple years ago, and this woman, I mean, seat reclined as far as it will allow you to
Yeah.
recline while she's driving, and just has a book, and she's just reading it away, and I'm like, do we
She
really
gets
need
it.
to do this right now?
She
Like,
gets it.
I did
Don't you want to in that situation though, like test the Tesla?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Like pull in front of it, jam the brakes.
Yeah.
Like-
I guess
I would want to. I would start to drift over, see if the Tesla makes an adjustment.
pushes it out of the way.
Yeah, I
and
want to
whatnot,
I want to see what it can do and try to do it in a manner where maybe she won't notice. Like the side drift slowly into the
Yeah.
car.
Yeah.
See how close I can get before the Tesla reacts. She's not going to notice that. I'm going to find it hilarious.
We're all gonna have a good laugh.
We're having fun here.
What would it do if I came up behind it super
just
fast?
I don't think they like speed away though. I don't know.
So I can
Like
still
if you
jam you up.
if you like tailgate it on, I don't think the car is gonna react to that. Maybe it'll try and change lanes to like get out of the way.
Yeah.
Oh, it better.
That'd be a bad program.
Drive right through this.
You
car.
come up behind somebody going 90 and the Tesla just takes off.
Tesla does 95.
Exactly. All of a sudden, you're like the passenger in this car, and it's like I can't slow it down.
I'd like to see what
What
it
if
would
you're
do.
in a Tesla and it pulls up next to another Tesla? What if they just decide we're gonna fucking race right now?
You've got an adolescent Tesla.
Start revving it. Just takes off.
One Tesla's got a girl Tesla sitting shotgun, needs to impress her. Takes off racing. Yeah, that'll get you every time.
Yeah,
and think about, we were just talking about the planned obsolescence of electronics. Like, that's a little sketchy for them to have, because that stuff degrades.
Oh yeah.
Maybe not planned obsolescence in that car specifically.
We're gonna need upgrades, like all the time.
I think that's one of the biggest things holding me back from genuinely exploring an electric vehicle or autonomous vehicle, whatever else is. I haven't done enough research to understand what that downgrade process looks like. Right now, the truck I have, I could theoretically drive it forever.
Yeah.
While, put in parts, change things, change oil, do all the regular maintenance, all that kind of stuff. But with lithium batteries, I mean, they degrade over time.
Yep.
There's no real recycling plan or possibility for those types of products.
Yeah, my car's
right now.
17 years old and has 203,000 miles on it. Like, who's to say your electric car? Your electric car is definitely not going to do that.
Well, we haven't gotten to that full
Yeah.
lifespan yet of those type of cars, and that's something that I have questions about. Like, what does that look like? Is this a 5-year car? Is it a 10-year, 20 years?
Well, we're still waiting.
Yeah,
Because they're still holding up.
yeah, that's true. I mean,
Decade old and
and
running
they-
fine.
Yeah, I mean, like you said though, does the battery longevity, does that degrade over time? Like,
Always
is
worried
it like
about
like your cell phone when it does? The
Oh,
same
it
thing?
definitely, the batteries degrade. That's
Yeah.
a fact. I mean, they're never, the 10-year-old Teslas are not as strong as
Yeah.
a current Tesla. That's going to happen.
I worry about like what happened a couple weeks ago on 95 when those
Yeah.
motorists were trapped for 20 hours. Like,
Yeah.
what's your electric car going to do? Like,
I mean, I
Can't
guess
run
at some
that
point
thing.
you got to like turn it off and just let it
Yeah.
sit there. Just like you were if you had to conserve gas, you would have
Yeah.
to turn it off and just let it sit. But there's somebody could bring you gas. I don't.
Yeah,
Can
they
somebody
can't-
bring you like the jump cables? Like, do those
you got a
work? I
100,
don't
just
know.
you
turn
got
it
a
off
1,000-foot extension cord.
I say you just turn it off and just focus on the heated seat. That should be enough to keep you from freezing to death.
true.
Like,
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
keep that heated seat. Get a blanket on, heated seat. You're only powering one thing,
Yeah.
not the whole vehicle.
Yeah, that's true.
That's
Well,
what I would've
other than
done.
the screen to watch the porn while
Yeah.
while you're in there.
Clearly, I'm
Yeah.
not going to be sitting there not
Don't be
watching
stupid.
porn. Yeah, two things. I only need two things: a heated seat and the porn.
Well, then my phone's plugged in also to keep that charged too.
3 things. I only need 3 things.
That's not a lot of power, though, the phone.
No.
Well, my phone is.
Well, I mean, I'm not gonna sit there in
So
silence.
powerful.
Like, I gotta have like, the space, the speakers.
Okay,
the
so
bass.
4 things.
Yeah.
4 things. But outside of that,
Yeah.
what else could you
Nothing
possibly
else.
need?
And my vape charger.
Well, the blender that I brought for
5
the margaritas.
things.
I'm not
Oh,
driving
the
this
blender.
car. It's autonomous. So like,
Okay. 5A, 5B. I'm either vaping or I'm drinking a margarita. I'm not doing both. See, that's
The air fryer.
snacks.
fuck 6 things. No more than 6 things. But that is it.
That's all.
No
Just
more.
the bare
no less.
necessities.
What if in the backseat of a Tesla somebody just had like a personal like little Seuss kitchen, like just a little air fryer on the
Yeah.
side, a toaster.
I don't see why they won't. Like, yeah, I want that Tesla Model S
Well, the-
fat ass edition.
Well, the Rivian's
The
got
glove box is an air fryer.
no, the glove box just pops down and there's like the warming toasters already in there. Like you
That's
just
what I'm
take
talking
out
about.
the toast right
Anybody
out.
want a warm donut?
Dude, I literally the other night watched Jay and Silent Bob reboot. It's a couple years old. And they get an Uber, and the guy has tater tots in his glove box. He has a toaster oven in there.
That's
They're
what
like,
I'm
they're
talking
like,
about.
why does it smell like potatoes in here? And he's like,
Just drops it down.
Jay and Silent Bob
reboot. Yeah.
I
It's
have
the
not-
sequel to the
Jay and Silent
Jay-
Bob.
yeah.
I
You
figured
got it
that out.
together.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Is it any good? Is it worth me watching?
If you like Jay and Silent Bob, yeah, it's more of the same.
I mean, sure, I liked Jay and Silent Bob, but I'm not one of those that thinks it's like the
I saw
epitome
Jay
of
and Silent
comedy.
Bob in the theater and laughed my guts out.
But you were like 18 years old.
I was, 20, 21, something like that. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, that's the time you go
Do you think your sense of humor has matured as much as your age? Because I know mine hasn't.
Yeah, if I get more than 3 dick jokes a minute, I'm no longer impressed. Just not impressed. Whereas back in the day,
7, 8 dicks in a row.
yeah.
Yeah, you had all the time for all the dicks.
That's right.
Yeah.
That doesn't sound. Huh.
Did I say that out loud?
Isolate that.
Where's Jason when you need him?
I know, man. I miss that guy.
Me too.
He just had the flu, apparently. I just saw that. He finally got back. He's back on his feet. He was down for weeks.
Not the Rona.
Not the Rona. Apparently, there are other diseases that
I
are
haven't heard of
communicable.
anyone catching anything that wasn't Corona.
It happens. Believe me, there are other things out
What
there.
is it, 2018?
Yeah. My appendix. I got the Corona appendix. You got to take it out.
Corona, take my appendix.
Just put a mask right over top of it. I'll take care of it.
I some ivermectin. My appendix is shot.
Appendix mask.
Oh, dude. We did have a bad COVID death this past week. Since this episode came out, or this episode came out on the day he actually died.
Which one?
Meatloaf, man.
Was that COVID?
That was COVID. Unfortunately, his whole family had been very sick, and a few days before he died, they were like, "Don't worry." Someone in the family was like, "Don't worry, we're all vaxxed, and we're good, and we're all feeling a lot better." Well, it turns out it was all but one
Oh, shit.
was vaxxed, and he thought he was getting better, and then it just took a swift turn and knocked him out.
Yeah, we lost a bunch of people, many people. Louis Anderson died.
Betty White.
Betty White.
Yeah, but Louis Anderson and Meatloaf were kind of we
Back to
lost
back.
we lost those. We lost
Bob Saget too.
Yeah.
Bob Saget wasn't COVID though.
No,
No.
I don't think Betty White was either. She's
No,
old.
no, that happens too. Sometimes you just get
What?
super old and die.
It's 2022.
But we lost
That doesn't matter.
2 good fat guys
Yeah.
in one fell swoop, man. That was a bummer. And Meatloaf, I know every time we make fun of people because everyone's like, I've been the biggest David Bowie fan. I really was, and I don't think it's cool because I didn't see a lot of people putting on Facebook Meatloaf's fat ass on there as their image.
So you're a big Meatloaf fan?
Man, I'm a big Meatloaf guy.
Really?
Big Meatloaf
I mean,
guy.
I know his hits.
So when I was a little kid, my dad used to always play Bat Out of Hell. He would
Yeah.
put that on, and
That's a dope album.
we would run around the house because there was that motorcycle part in it,
Yeah.
and it would
Yeah.
rev up. And my dad would chase my sister and I around the house, and we'd be tearing around and he'd be on his motorcycle and we'd be on our motorcycles, and he always had the Harley. He had a man's bike.
Yeah.
And he was always like, "You're on your crotch rockets." He always making
Brendan's
fun
is
of us.
purple.
Yeah, well, turns out he was right. But yeah, that was childhood, man. And then when I was in high school, this is a bad story. When I was in high school, I sang "Heaven Can Wait" in front of the whole school, on the stage, because this girl who had friend zoned me for years.
Oh, whoa. Let's slow this story down a little bit.
The friend zone part. You want to focus?
This isn't the girl when you went to the sock opera.
I want to hear this. You saying
No, that was Shalise Krause. This is Jen Perry.
Okay.
so. I went to a school with Jennifer Perry.
Beautiful, right? But
She
totally,
was.
totally friend zoned you.
Troy's like, no, hit that.
Actually, it was my sister's friend. So my sister chased off all her friends that liked me. You sang
What?
to a girl
No.
on the
No,
stage,
the entire school.
and yeah,
About a girl.
but was it?
No. It was because she.
Hold on, but was it a talent contest, or was it just
a random Monday
in the middle of
afternoon?
the cafetorium? You were just like, "Fuck it, I'm getting up there at lunch, and
I
I'm
stood
fucking
on the-
putting it out there."
I was move your double burrito.
Yeah,
I'm gonna sing. No, it was a. I mean, I guess it wasn't a talent show because people weren't voting on anything. I guess, but it was a talent.
Yeah, it's like a pageant kind of thing.
No.
that sounds worse.
no talent. No,
I don't
high
mean-
school and elementary. All these school talent shows are if you have a talent, you get up. There's no
Yeah.
voting. It's
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I
It was a
play
showcase.
piano.
It was
Yeah,
a
yeah,
showcase.
exactly.
But I mean, there's clear winners and clear losers also.
You're pointing to Brendan as the
Yeah.
loser.
Actually,
no. According to Brendan, he can sing or could sing very well.
Ooh.
I can sing.
I've never heard him sing, but he says he can sing very well, and especially when he was younger.
You know how I found out about Meatloaf dying?
Before.
I woke up
Singing.
I just woke up. It was just singing. But no, so I get this text, and it was from my sister-in-law, and it's a video. And it's me singing Meatloaf.
Oh wow!
At my parents' house.
Send that in to me, please.
Yeah, it's like my dad and I like in the kitchen, and we're just singing Meatloaf, and then I wail this note like just and then it cuts off, and then it's just like she just wrote R.I.P. and I was like,
I'm still alive.
and I'm like, I'm alive, and I was like, is my dad dead? Like,
Yeah.
oh shit!
What a
like,
terrible way to
That
tell
would be
you.
awful.
But then I was like,
God help you if you ever see that video again. And R.I.P.
and I was like, what the hell? So like, I'm sure she had something. But the first thing I saw when I woke up was the video, and then like R.I.P. And then it said something else, and like that's when it clicked. I was like, wait, did Meatloaf die? And like I checked.
What song again did you sing?
We were singing "Bad Out of Hell" at that point. Oh, at the high school
yeah.
thing. Heaven Can Wait.
I don't think I know that song, so I'll have to listen to it.
It's the
It's
most
a ballad, I guess.
It's the most underproduced song on that album because that album is the most overproduced rock album of all time. That dude Jim Steinman would come in and just make rock operas.
Yeah.
And
Everything was theatrical.
Yeah,
and,
he's like,
over the
"Meat,
top.
I got it. We need 5 more minutes of this song, and here's what we're gonna do.
We're gonna have an old radio baseball call over here. We're gonna have this over here.
Yeah, we're really gonna blow this out. We're gonna have this guy come into third. We're gonna get it going. This is gonna be good, Meat. You're gonna love
I
this."
know what song that is.
That was a good one. Paradise by the Dashboard Lights.
Yeah.
But so Heaven Can Wait was stripped down. It was just piano and Meatloaf singing, and this girl Jen loved this song, and she
So
was
you
like,
had a little inside knowledge.
she was
there.
like, no, she was like, I want to do a duet.
Oh snap!
She's like, will you do a duet with me? And I was like, yeah, because
Yeah,
Jen
well,
asked me to do a duet.
and you were a great singer.
So I did the duet, but I've seen the video since. Dude, I had just had my lung collapse. I just got out of the hospital. I'm 6 feet tall, 150 pounds.
Oh my god!
Like I am this lanky, like
an
I had
AIDS
lost.
patient.
Yeah, I'd
Pole
lost.
bean.
I'd
Yeah.
lost so much weight in the hospital and came out just and like got up there and nailed this thing. And
Oh,
it
so you
was
had enough breath to do it?
just enough. And that last note, that is one of the highest notes ever written for a man. No doubt about that. But yeah, nailed that. And so felt pretty good about it. But so like Meatloaf has always played a role in my life from like the time I was a kid to later. You know, in my house I only have records that I consider like perfect front to back. Of course, I have Meatloaf "Bad Out of Hell." So Friday after work, like it'd been a rough day, and like I just poured myself a big tall bourbon, turned it up to 1,000. Was playing that. My wife came in, was like, "Turn down the music." And all she heard, "Meatloaf died," and she comes around and just sees me with a glass of bourbon,
Crying in the corner.
just screaming, just singing songs like. I got down a Meatloaf rabbit hole.
Man.
Do you know he obviously everybody knew he was an actor, but like he acted in
He was in
a bunch of
prolific.
movies.
He was in
yeah.
a ton of stuff.
Yeah, Pick a Destiny, right?
Yeah, he was in that. I read an article about his top 10 movies, and like honestly, I hadn't even heard of most of them.
I mean, he was in Fight Club. That's probably the
Yeah.
most famous role.
No, his most famous role
Oh,
probably is Rocky Horror Picture Show, which I've
Sure,
never seen,
sure.
but I know that's a cult classic.
That's true. So he's got
but
Rocky
Pulp Fiction
Horror,
was, I think,
Fight
actually,
Club. Fight
Club might have been number one.
Yeah, because he's a pretty big character in
Yeah.
that. I don't mean size, but he was the guy with the tits.
That was a suit, though.
No, Meatloaf had
Yeah, it
tits.
was.
No,
No.
he had great tits.
Dude, he was like way fatter in that movie than he was in real life.
Nah, great tits, dude. He's like the Christian Bale of fat. He can go from fat to fatter.
They're like, we need you to wear a fat suit. No, say no more. I got
Like,
this.
don't worry, I got 2 months to do this. I'm gonna come back in here with a D cup. Like, you go, Meat.
Did you ever see that Christian Bale movie where he lost all that weight?
Which
I've
one?
seen him.
The
Yeah,
Machinist?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
Dude, he was like, I just watched that recently. He was like crazy thin.
And Meatloaf could do that too. Well-trained body.
He did it for, was it The Fighter also? The one where,
Yeah.
I mean, he cut down a lot there. I mean, he's one of those guys that does those, like,
And
crazy
he bulks up,
swings.
too.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing. He can get strong,
Yeah, he can go
Or
from like
waif
120 to 220.
whereas Meatloaf could do that 250 to 350 swing. That was kind of his angle
Yeah.
there, man. Respect the meat.
He
Yeah, that
had a
was a big
resurgence there back in, I guess it was the 90s when that
When Bad Out of Hell
Anything
2
for
came
Love.
out.
Yeah.
Yep. Which we now know what he won't do for love.
Did they ever say that? I've never heard the.
Won't get the shot.
Oh, that's the joke. I walked into that one.
Oh, damn.
He picked that 30 years ago. He knew.
That's right. That's right. Well, yeah,
Fucking
back then
prophet.
it was all the shots.
Yeah.
Never had a single vax. None of
I
them.
don't want any of them. Don't put that bonnet in me.
We had a good run then. 30 years afterwards.
I mean, how old do you think he? I don't know how old he was, but that album, according to the back of the record, it says copyright 1974.
I was going to say that was the early to mid 70s.
But everything that I hear on TV, everyone says his big hit.
It had to have been
Hell,
70.
and they said 77, but on the back of my album it says copyright 74.
Huh.
So he was 74 years old when he died.
Nailed it. Just throwing out numbers that are accurate without even meaning to.
Maybe you were wrong. Maybe you misread
Boom.
it. When did Bat Out of Hell come out, Lee?
Oh, you gotta slow down.
So the record says 74, but like I said, everyone on TV keeps saying 77. So, what did it come out? And 3 years later, it finally hit.
Could have. That could have been it.
Very interesting.
Could have released a single or not released a single, and the song got popular 3 years after it came out.
Well, yeah, Bad Out of Hell came out in 77.
It's so odd.
That's weird.
Like, why would the record? Because as I got in an argument, my wife was like, "Yeah, 77," and I was like, "It says it right here.
Yeah.
Don't disrespect on Meatloaf Day."
Did it take like 3 years to press the records?
Yeah,
and
it
get 'em
could have
shipped out?
back then.
And I'm guessing maybe he was trying to slim down before like the concert. Like, don't release it till I'm.
I don't want to go on world tour yet.
Yeah, gotta get under 300 pounds. 3 years later, I did it.
So Bat Out of Hell was 77. Bat Out of Hell 2 was 93.
That makes sense.
And Bat Out of Hell 3 was 2006.
Damn. Talk about rebranding. Like
He put out an album in 2016.
wow.
I don't know this one.
What's that? I'm not familiar with that. I'm an
Bra-
old Meatloaf fan,
Yeah.
I should say.
Braver Than We Are. 12th and final studio album.
12th.
Yeah.
Boy.
Yeah, that's recorded in 2016, 55 minutes in length.
Yeah, but see, he didn't have Jim Steinman on it. That is the difference.
There you go.
Probably is, yeah.
That guy is who he makes some serious rock operas.
Still had 13 songs on it.
I'm sure he did.
Man, none of he's got an 11-minute song.
Who would have
8-minute
thought?
song.
Who would have thought vinyl would come back around and cost more than it did back in the day?
It clearly shows that I spent $6 on that Meatloaf album because it was used. And it's got like a
Yeah.
$6 sticker. And I was like, best $6 ever.
I regret to this day, and I was a kid when my granddad sold his house, but he had one of the old school like speaker stereo
Yeah.
record player.
Those things are
tables.
All
awesome.
built in.
Oh yeah,
Those things are worth
furniture.
a
Yes.
ton.
And I was like, man, if I had known, I mean, if I could have had the
Yeah.
foresight to know back then to keep that, but I'm sure that thing just ended up in like a landfill. Like nobody would have been buying it back then.
Yeah.
No, now they're worth
Oh,
serious
I can't
money.
imagine. Like I could like close my eyes and picture where it would sit in my house. Like it
They're
would sit
awesome,
right there
man.
in my room, and I would have like the
My dad
records
had-
right there to
Yeah,
play.
my dad had one of those with the. It wasn't as big as. Doesn't sound like as big.
This
as
thing was the length of this bar at least.
That's awesome.
He had an 8-foot
Yeah.
piece of furniture.
Oh, yeah.
That thing, boom.
Oh yeah,
Good for
and it
him.
played nice, good Southern gospel and nothing
Oh.
else. I'm sure.
Played both kinds of music.
So you didn't
country and western.
Exactly.
You didn't need his record collection. You just needed
No, I
the
just
record
needed-
player.
I needed the machine itself.
Yeah, you want the collection or the machine? No, burn the collection.
Yeah, I remember the one my dad had. Like, you would sit the record on top, and it would be floating above the record player, and like you pull this little arm back, and the record would drop, and then the arm would pick up and go over. It was all like automated.
I
That's
love that.
awesome.
Yeah, mine is like you put it on, you have to pick it up, you have
Yeah.
to pick the arm up, stick it down. Like there is nothing automated on mine.
Yeah, and then
at all.
when the record got to the end, the arm picked itself back up and went back to the resting spot.
Rather than just letting it keep looping. and
Exactly, scratching the needle up.
everything.
Mine does shut off.
Oh,
It
that's
gets
good.
to a point where it ends,
hide
and then
money.
it just. Oh, I'm not hiding money in my record player. That thing is literally a piece of wood. But actually, you know what? I did spend too much because it's the official Bob Marley record player. So it's all.
Oh, were they out of the fish ones or the?
I just wanted the Marley one. It's like so the whole
Yeah,
top
you know
is
Marley
just-
known for his record players.
Well, Marley now makes that's a brand for record players, headphones. you name it. Like,
Yeah, it's probably a crappy brand with his stuff on it.
they make it look really
Yeah.
good. So like it's like bamboo wood, and then it's got
Some
dyed
rattan.
dyed black hemp like
Yeah, this all
around it,
checks
like a
out.
burlap sack. Like so it just looks really earthy, like it's from the 70s, but it's brand new
Made
and
in
costs.
2014.
And like every
Yeah.
review is like, I mean, it's nice, but it costs so much more than. But I mean, you can get such a better record player for
You
that
can-
price.
You can go to like Target and get.
yeah.
like,
Yeah, and I'm like, nope.
is this House of Marley turntable? Is this
Yeah,
what
that's
this
the
is?
one.
I had a full DJ set up with
It's
crates of
beautiful
records.
looking,
It
isn't it?
is. It's very attractive looking for a
It's-
record player.
It's
like,
beautiful. Oh
If you-
yeah,
if you
it
say so.
It costs way too much to get that minimalist piece of crap.
I never see a record player and go, you know what this thing's missing? A faux bamboo look to it.
Not faux, sustainable bamboo. It's very.
It's the thinnest slice of bamboo
Either way.
that possibly could.
Well, yeah,
be.
we're not going to waste.
Either way, bamboo doesn't need to be on a record player.
It sure did when I started looking.
Unless you're like doing a whole like tiki hut vibe in the
Yeah.
room.
Like if you're going for the Jimmy Buffett thing on the side,
Yeah.
like, that could work.
I don't know. I as soon as I saw it,
You had to have
I
Gotta
it.
was
have
like, oh, that's $100 more than the
Don't
other one I was
want it.
looking at.
Don't need it. Gotta have it.
Yeah. that was- so you get it. It's like
Yeah.
you were there.
Yeah, exactly.
Dude.
I think I feel that way about other things.
That one, I needed that. I don't care. I needed it.
Say no more.
I wanted it.
Yeah.
I got it. Very happy with it thus far. It doesn't have a
There you
top.
go.
You can't even put a
Oh, it
top.
doesn't have a
but
dust cover
that's the
on
thing,
it?
No, like how do you?
It's
keep
got
it
a
clean?
piece of like it's like burlap that's like and you just
like
stick
one
it
of
over
those like
and then just
stoner
pull it off.
jackets. You just like
Yeah, it's just a jacket.
drape over
like,
it.
That's basically it.
Yeah, you chose poorly. You should have gotten the one with the plastic top that
You
flips
think
up.
They
and
have glass in Jamaica.
It doesn't look as cool, man. It just does. This thing looks cool. Have you not figured it out?
I still don't know if I figured you out after all these years.
It cost more.
Yeah.
It
Does
did
it worse
less,
job.
and
Must
it
have.
looked cooler.
Yeah, okay.
It checked all the boxes.
Yeah.
All right. As long as I feel like you were.
He was on the edge. He was like, I'm not seeing.
He's like,
it
this
right now."
doesn't sound like you. Let me reiterate. Cost more, does less, looks cool.
I always
to one person.
I was gonna say that's where the looks cooler always throws me because what I think looks cool doesn't always line up with what Brennan thinks looks cool.
Like,
But I literally only answer to me
Yeah, that's true.
on everything.
That's
you know,
true.
I'm
and
like,
the ads that you see.
but it's just whatever I think is cool.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's cool. I don't care if other people think it's cool. I'm like, gotta have that. That
Yeah.
is the coolest.
That's why collabing with Brendan on anything is maddening because like there's no like back and forth because he's like once he has it in his mind like that's the way it's going.
I mean, if I was wrong, I admit it.
But you got to go
But you-
all the way through the process.
But you've never been
Yeah.
wrong.
I've been wrong.
I just can't remember when.
You said it.
Yeah, he's probably been wrong only when he's been right over top of his original.
Yeah.
Hey guys, I figured something else out. I was wrong because now I'm right.
Now I got it. I thought of something better, so I admit I was wrong. So let's go back to what I was going to do anyway.
Well, I had this idea the whole time. Actually, I was
Yeah.
going to let you guys see if you thought that this was actually
Yeah,
the right
you didn't-
idea, which was a terrible.
No, if
idea.
I am proven wrong, I am always willing to admit it. But getting me to think something's cooler, that takes an act of
well,
tolerance.
obviously that's not a right or wrong thing. That's a
it's subjective.
tastive. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm saying when it's subjective, it's very hard to get me to move.
yeah.
If it's factual and I'm proven wrong, I'm the first to because I'm like I don't want to look like an idiot,
Yeah.
so I don't want to keep saying the wrong thing. I'm willing to grow in that respect, but in my personal life, there's no growth. So that's cool. That's mine. I want that.
I'm set in stone.
Yeah.
Live with it or not. Like this is what
I
I'm
bought
doing.
a denim jacket because I was like, oh, you know what's the cool? Last year it was only Dickies jackets.
Yeah.
This year it's denim jackets. Like,
can't wait for 2023.
oh, I can tell you what it is. It's a leather jacket.
Going back to leather.
I've been looking at them a lot, and I know that seed has been planted.
Well, they're great spring and fall jackets, so now would be a great time.
There you go.
You're a piece of crap. The best spring and fall jacket is the Dickies jacket. I stand by it.
Okay.
I remember when leather jackets were hot when I was younger, but I guess it was like the faux, like the suede, and it was
Yeah.
like, oh, but it can't get
Yeah,
wet.
you can
and I was
wear
like,
this on
this
a-
is the worst jacket I've ever seen. Like,
Yeah.
You can wear this 6 days a year. That's it.
exactly.
Yeah. No, I hate stuff that if it gets wet, it's ruined.
Yeah.
Suede is the worst.
Yeah.
It looks cool. I'll give you that, but not for me. It's got to be a little more tough.
Yeah, I've got some suede boots that I pull out on very specific occasions. and
Blue suede?
No, no, not quite.
Oh, I wish a motherfucker would. Hey,
never,
can we?
never been to Memphis. Yeah, sure. Which one do you want?
Should we? Let's go with yours. We're gonna go with. We have 2 delis in the house, not to tear down the fourth wall, but I think we're gonna try to do a double tonight,
Yeah.
which means this episode's almost over.
Because you could be out of town next week.
Yes, kind of
Big ski trip.
big ski trip followed by before
Big
that,
work trip.
Big work trip. Yeah, this next week's gonna suck. All right, this is the Yazoo Harvest Hells.
Or is it Yazoo?
Oh, I don't know.
Like Yeezy and Yeezy.
I
or
always thought it
whatever.
was Yazoo. and it's the
Yazoo?
Harvest Hellas.
Yazoo?
I've always thought Yazoo, like a kazoo
yeah.
instead.
That's what I think.
Harvest Hells.
Yeah, I say Hellas just so that people understand that there's an E at the end, but
HLL.
I think it is just Hells.
Brewed and canned by Yazoo Brewing Company. Nashville.
Michigan?
10.
Nashville.
Nashville, Michigan.
That's why I've had this a
Nashvilleian.
bunch. That's why I
Yeah.
know this, because
I
It's
thought you may have
everywhere.
had it when you mentioned you're like, oh, they make some good beers. I was like, I bet he's been to this brewery and probably had it.
A late summer sun rises on a field newly shorn of its crops, signaling another hot, dusty day. Harvest Hells begins with soft, malty breadiness, balanced lightly with spicy German Huell melon and
Stressel
Splot hops,
Avi.
and ends with a clean finish from long lagering.
Is this just hard?
It's
the
hard to
words
read.
Hard to read.
It's hard
I
to
was like,
read.
these aren't big words.
Yeah.
I'm guessing this
I'm-
is
yeah,
difficult
I'm
to
looking
see
at
the
it.
words.
Recipe by
yeah.
Yazoo's own Brandon Bingman.
Yeah, I'm looking at it
Yeah,
on the
look
website.
at
It's
it
a whole
on
lot
here.
easier to read.
Like it's hard
I
to
mean,
read.
no, it looks difficult, but I mean, I couldn't tell what you were. All I know is you were over there like struggling. I was like, that was a duh.
It's blue or black lettering on a
Yeah, it's
darker blue.
It's dark blue lettering on
Yeah.
blue. And it's a 5.2% alcohol.
This is a tasty beer.
Yeah.
Troy hasn't
I'm
even
pleased with
opened
I
it.
have not opened mine.
Well, he had a reading lesson.
well,
to
there's a
work through.
lot going on the label here.
There is.
Trying to take it all in, man.
I can tell you already, as soon as you take that first sip, it's different, and not in a bad way.
And you've been there, Brendan, and on a Nashville trip.
I haven't been to the brewery, but these beers are in every
Every bar has it.
barbecue place. Always has Yazoo, and so I've
Is
definitely.
this their what's the word I'm looking for? Trade
Flagship?
Their flagship.
I don't think so. They have. There's a beer there in Nashville called Tiny Bomb, and this tastes like a little more flavorful Tiny Bomb. And usually when I go to Nashville, I always get a couple Tiny Bombs. So this is refreshing.
This is interesting.
Yeah.
With it being called a Harvest Hells, I wonder if it's, more a late season beer, fall into winter, or whether this is a all year thing for them. But that I think you said it in the description, the bready hops or whatever.
Yeah.
Soft malty breadiness. Like I'm definitely getting that aspect where it's not super hoppy at all. There's a little bit on the back end. Easy to drink, still light.
I'm getting a metallic front end on it.
Really?
Don't know if that's just me, but it's clean.
Yeah.
It's crisp,
Very crisp, I think.
and
This?
the finish is clean.
Yeah. I mean,
Okay, so Tiny Bomb is made by someone called Wiseacre out of Memphis, Tennessee. This reminds me of that. Interesting.
a little East-West Tennessee rivalry.
Yeah, you've been to Memphis?
No, not Memphis, only in Nashville.
Memphis is cool too,
Yeah.
man. Memphis is real cool. It's a lot stabbier, but it's definitely cooler in some respects. Like Nashville's blown up,
Yeah.
and so now it's like, it's kind of like
Past
Disney,
couple years been
Disney
huge
World
for Nashville.
Yeah,
So is
like-
Memphis like little brother syndrome in some ways?
no, Memphis froze in time.
Really?
The day Martin Luther King got shot in Memphis, that place froze. Like apparently, and like if you talk to people there, that's what they say. They're like, we were coming up. It was like Memphis or Atlanta. Which one's gonna blow?
Oh yeah, Memphis was blowing up. I mean, that's why he was there.
Yeah, it was gonna be the spot. And then he died. There was April 4th. He got shot there, and that was it.
Just
like
put a wet blanket over the whole city. Just
the whole place was like, uh-oh, and the rest of the world looked at him like, what have you done? You know what I mean? Like, screw you, Memphis. Like, why would I take my company to Memphis? Why would I continue to grow
They
with
blamed
Memphis?
the city at large.
Yeah,
for-
so it just kind of froze, and like you go downtown, man, and like, and I don't think it helped that hotel where he was.
Oh God, yeah.
Literally looks exactly the way it did. When you see those pictures of the
Yeah.
guys pointing out on the
Yeah.
balcony, it's the same hotel. They they refused to change it, and they ended up turning it into a museum. But like, so
Yeah.
the outside looks like that, and it fits like the way the rest of the town
doesn't
is
look out
around
of
it.
place.
It doesn't look out of place because
Wow.
everything kind of stopped. You walk into bars there and restaurants, and like, you know, these places are from 60s.
Yeah.
Like, it's crazy.
Well, I
That's
guess
wild.
if you think about it, I mean, if you're not from the area, like, that's got to be what.
What do you
one
know
of-
about
Yeah,
Memphis?
I mean, that's
You know, Elvis.
Yeah.
You know
Blues
Martin
music.
Luther King. You know all these old things. You don't think of anything new.
No.
Yeah, new and current.
All of your stuff goes back.
Barbecue.
So they kind of embrace it. They're like, nah, we're back in time, man. And like, it feels like it, but so it maintains this grittiness. And the blues scene though is
Through
phenomenal.
the roof. Yeah.
So Beale Street is like the main street in Nashville, you know, and
No, Memphis.
well, what's the main drag in
Broadway.
Nashville?
Nashville's Broadway.
So like you have Broadway and then you have Beale Street.
Yeah.
And Broadway is just this drunken, crazy, awesome time.
Bar after bar,
Bar-
country
and Beale
western
Street's
bar.
the same way, but like you
Blues.
would not. Yeah, it's blues, and you would not be shocked if you got your ass kicked in the street there. But you're probably not going to get your ass kicked.
Nashville's like the
Broadway.
bachelorette party capital of the world, and they wouldn't
And Memphis
have
is
as
like
much fun in Memphis.
Memphis, where you go when you get back from being overseas.
Yeah.
You know, like let's get drunk and
Or you
fight.
want to get away from everything.
But it's awesome because it has like a real kind of vibe, like it's alive and in a different way. Just saying, you should check it out. It's a pretty cool town. Pretty cool town.
Yeah, I had a
Sorry,
college,
I digress.
no, you're fine. I had a college roommate that lived in Nashville, so that's why I visited there more often.
That's
And
the best.
I always would fly because I didn't want to drive all the way there, but I regret not driving to have the opportunity to kind of check out other places.
And Memphis sitting right there on the Mississippi.
Yeah.
I mean, it's pretty cool.
Memphis is one of those places I'd love to go to if I was driving through. Like, I would never choose it as a destination.
Yeah, if I go there for work, I'll usually fly out the next day
Yeah.
because I do like to spend one night. Get down. And there's a bar in the airport of Memphis, and it's like my favorite Irish bar in the world. And it's the strangest thing.
That's where you're. I mean, obviously, the airport in Memphis would have the greatest
Of
Irish
course,
bar.
yeah.
So it's like, and it's right when you walk in. It's before you even like check your bags or
Yeah.
do anything.
So if you're in Memphis, you can just go to
you
the
could
airport and
literally go
to
there. You don't have to go through anything. And I'll go in there and sit down. It's like it's a fake Irish bar, but it looks real. They're always playing real Irish music, and it's the same disgruntled old lady that's working there. Like she just runs that Irish pub, and I will sit there for hours before I have a flight. If I can like get out early, I'll be like, oh hell yeah, just sit in my little Irish bar. I love that place.
That's awesome.
Sorry, we're talking about a beer.
From a different city.
Yeah.
It's in Tennessee. This is the
Yeah.
Yazoo Harvest Hells. I have a hard time knowing exactly how much I want to give this because I know I like it. I don't know that I love it
Yeah.
because there are little things wrong, like that tinniness you said.
Yeah.
But the flavors in it are awesome, and like
I know.
I would love to drink this. This is a beer I could drink all day.
I
Yeah.
see this very much as like sitting at a college football tailgate type beer. Like that's why I was kind of wondering whether this is a late season or an all year kind of thing. Is this a fall? It's cool in the air outside, but not cold. Like I could see that kind of time.
I could be sitting on a boat.
Right.
It's that refreshing.
Yeah. This could be consumed anywhere. For
I
sure.
think so. I think this beer does it all.
Well,
okay.
I can go ahead and go first if y'all haven't quite decided where you're at.
Go
on
ahead.
it.
Had you had this before?
I had not. I know the brewery. I've had some stuff from them, but had not had this. And I think I picked it up in Charlottesville actually. But
Got a cool logo.
yeah.
Really cool.
And you know, if we want to take Stu's place here, it's a nice little painting of a dog kind of walking with the sunset.
honestly
you know,
thought it
like,
was a horse.
Yeah.
it's
when I-
definitely
it's
a dog with
it's
a
a
tail.
dog.
No, I
Yeah.
figured it out, but like when I first looked at it, I was like, "How cool is that? Like it's a horse and a sunset."
Yeah.
So walking down a dirt road or walking
Yeah,
next
it
to a
looks like a
creek?
field or something. Honestly, I think. Like
You know,
a road
so
and a
this
field.
is a very Tennessee thing. So this is actually a painting of when you abandon your dog and then you drive away in your pickup truck. Because
That's the
you
last
always,
thing you see.
yeah, you take it out around sunset. You go out into the country and then you just throw the dog out of the car and you drive away.
Yeah.
It's called the Tennessee hug.
Tennessee goodbye.
It's
the
what you do to
harvest
your
hug.
dog. Yeah,
The Tennessee Rainbow Bridge.
yeah. Because there they don't lie. Oh, we took it to a farm. They're not kidding.
The Tennessee Farm.
Yeah.
That farm is just an abandoned farm and nobody
Yeah.
lives there. Nobody
Full
will
of-
find your dog.
Full of dogs.
Yeah, the fields in Tennessee are full
Just
of
littered.
feral dogs with collars.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
That's a rookie mistake.
Collars.
You got to take the
no,
collar
no,
off.
no tag.
Smart.
You want
smart.
everyone
Yeah.
to know it was loved for a minute.
long enough, but not long
loved,
enough.
Not loved now.
Exactly.
Hey, look at that dog with the collar. There's a dog who can't get a
You
a
could
duck.
probably pet him. He's still got a collar.
Hey, this dog's here for a good time, not a long time.
Merry Christmas. All right, well, it's St. Patrick's Day. Let's drive the dog out to the field. He's old enough now. It's not quite as cute.
You don't want to watch him die, do you? He had a good 6 months.
He's going to die in
Yeah.
10 years. You don't want that pain. Look, right now you're mad. He shit on the carpet. This is the time.
Yeah.
yeah.
Come to the
Embrace
dark
it.
side. That's right. Feel the hate. Embrace the hate.
You know, we make fun of Stu for a lot of different reasons. But, you know, Brendan, you work in marketing. Like, these things matter when you're buying a beer. Like,
Well,
it really
if
does.
this, if this is the story that Brendan's selling in his head when he sees this, though, he's like, looks like a great place to abandon a dog.
That's all I saw.
That's probably not a
I don't think
plus on
that's
the marketing.
I don't think
yeah.
that's the marketing that they were going
Depends
for.
what kind of mood I'm in.
Yeah.
Stupid dog. Yeah, let me get one of them. Hell's Harvest. That's what it used to be called, Hell's Harvest.
Yeah.
And they were,
Oh, we got to change that.
well,
Harvest
could we just,
Hells.
Could we
There
just
we
call
go.
it Harvest Hell? Because that's where we take them dogs out to harvest hell. No. It's a Hellas lager.
Oh my
Oh.
Oh.
I didn't see the E in there.
Well, can we use the painting I did of Rover when I left him in the field at sunset? Beautiful sunset. Bad dog. Bad dog.
Kept shitting everywhere.
Yeah, fuck that dog. Does that dog have 3 legs? Fuck that dog.
No.
It's a very
Can
impressionist.
you show me a 4th leg?
It's you can see the shadow for it.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
You can see a shadow where it used to be.
it's
Yeah,
a
it's just
tripod.
it's just a big dicked 3-legged dog. You love that dog more than me.
Damn you, Stacy.
I'm taking it out to the field.
You let that dog sleep in the bed, but not me.
Old Tennessee, goodbye. You can keep 1 leg. Here, I'll remove it.
Just mounted over the fireplace.
There's the leg. I'll paint a picture of this 3-legged
And
dog.
this is why we can't tag Yazoo in the podcast.
You can tag. You just can't tag the artist.
Yeah.
So what do you think of the beer?
Fucking Brandon. Brandon Bingman.
Yeah.
Where I was talking about the beer. I want to give this a 3.5. I think it's good. I think it's
Sorry.
You wanted me to say 3, didn't you?
No, I just was thinking about this 3-legged dog that just got left in the field, and it makes me smile. I'm not a good man.
Oh my god.
Go on, continue.
Yeah, 3.5. I think it is very good, very crisp. It leads with a lot of maltiness and that breadiness, and I'll kind of equate that to that tinniness maybe.
Yeah.
But I do think it finishes very clean. It's a touch of hop at the end, but not bitter at all. I think it is very good. I don't think I could push it up into a 4 territory, but I would easily give this 3.5. I'd seek it out. I would buy it again if I saw it. I would drink it at a bar. I'd drink it at a tailgate. Drink it at home.
This is a tough beer for me because I'm right there at 3.5. But I do hate that they left that dog in the field. Oh no! All jokes aside, like it's not cool.
Well,
to
what
do
if
that.
what
So
if
you're
it's
gonna-
from the artist's perspective and he's just walking behind the dog?
Oh, now he's gonna shoot it.
No, he's an artist.
The
He's not
Tennessee
hunting
touch.
the dog.
I'm gonna touch it with this 22. Neighbors won't hear it. It's a 22.
Tennessee, good night.
There's so many different. Oh, hey, the Tennessee heel. Heel. No, don't get close. Go that way.
Don't put blood on my pants.
Yeah, I was 3.5 for a while, but as I'm getting more through it, that tinniness that Troy was talking about, it's getting more pronounced. Not enough for me to like take it out of the 3 range. This is a perfect 3.25. We're not allowed to do the 3.25. So I'm going to take it down to a 3 just because that breadiness at the end. I feel like if they had done something else, and I don't know what that is, more malt, more hop. Just I feel like
one of the two needs to be
just a little more
else.
pronounced.
Yeah.
And this beer would leapfrog the 3.5 all the way to the 4 because it's so refreshing and so good. But I'm going to have to just, because I'm right at that 3.25, I'm going to round down because of the dog situation. 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm with you, Brendan, in the 3.25 angle. But I'm gonna
I like the beer.
I'm gonna go to 3.5.
Yeah, it's fair. It goes either way.
My major knock on it is the metallic front on it, and if they could, like you guys were saying, adjust something out to cut that down 30%,
You can
40%.
even if you put a hint of orange in it,
yeah,
which would almost like accentuate it, but like into a different flavor.
yeah,
might work.
Yeah, like I
the
wonder if
citrus, the bite would be more citrusy and less tinny.
Yeah.
And that would help, and you'd equate that the metallic taste to a.
I drank the whole thing.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, we'll say it does go down very quick because it is very
quickly.
crisp. I do wonder almost if you pour it in a glass, put an orange slice on it like a Hefeweizen, like a Blue Moon.
Fantastic
I
beer.
wonder what that tastes
Guarantee
like.
it.
Yeah.
so I'll go 3.5. So 3.5, 3.5,
So it's like
3.
3 something.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Abacus probably knows the
Yeah.
answer.
right
Less
there.
than 3.5 and more than 3.
Yeah, in the middle there, 3.25ish.
We'll call it 3.33.
Yeah,
Math.
but it's a good beer. I'm again with you guys. I would buy it. I would drink it. I would recommend it.
If you are going to dump a dog in a field and then lie to your children about where the dog is,
If you're gonna sit on the tailgate of your truck and watch your dog walking away,
as you watch your daughter
Don't paint
hang up missing dog signs,
yeah,
and you sit on the front porch and not help because you know
you know where that
you
dog
actually
is.
Which
dropped that
goddamn
dog
field
in
you
a
dropped him
field.
off at?
If you can stomach that, this is the beer for
you.
stomaching that.
This is a 6.
You sit there and you watch that stupid, naive child with all that innocence and handwritten notes, and they hang them
Backward letters and everything.
going door to door. Have you seen Grover?
Dad, why won't you help me hand these out? Or at least make photocopies. My hand's
wanna-
cramping up.
I'm going to stay here and drink this Yazoo Harvest Hells in case the dog comes home.
I was going to say, in case he wanders home.
I'm going to sit here and make tape loops for you. You can come back and get some more. I want you to hit the south side of the neighborhood, too, because that dog always was looking south a little. I don't know why. I just have
You
a
took
feeling.
him north.
Yeah, you're damn right I took him north. And I fucking blindfolded him when I drove, too. So I tell you, that dog's smarter than he looks. Very visual creature.
Plugged his nose, too.
He would watch me when I had sex. I fucking hate that dog. Very visual creature.
That 5th fucking leg he's got.
Yep, I took that third leg. What the hell happened?
Jesus.
The poor dog.
Poor dog.
That
poor
went
kid.
sideways.
It's like a beautiful painting.
It is a genuinely nice painting.
The dog's walking away, and all I see is leaving.
No, that's like an artist perspective. That's meant to let you like draw your eyesight
You're
further
walking-
away.
It would be
and
so
look at
much
the
better if
background.
you could clearly see the rear view mirror and the whole picture's in the rear view mirror, and you just see dust coming up.
Speaking of Memphis,
There you go.
looks kind of dead.
Yeah, it's because they're probably clean. No, I see glass on the ground. No, that's an awesome town.
Yeah, I do want to check that out.
Great place to leave a dog.
Jesus. Oh, I thought we were leaving them north of Nashville.
No, it's the Tennessee.
Oh, just anywhere in Tennessee.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be in Nashville.
Well, then you just take them to Kentucky then.
I wouldn't do that to Kentucky.
Take him over a river.
Not that stupid dog. got a little Kentucky leg out in him. I saw that. I saw we had a listener email.
Oh, wow. I love when that happens.
Listener email. We need like
Yeah, you need some like huzzah music or something or another. What do you got good for that?
like a huzzah.
Yeah, something big and momentous. Holy shit.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's.
Hallelujah! Holy shit! Where's the Tylenol? There's nothing to see here.
No, we did. We got an email, and it's kind of funny. It's kind of funny.
Can't
And-
be our listeners.
Oh, our listeners are funny. The further north you go. Shell is from up north, New England area.
Smart.
So, Shell reached out because he heard Troy's bevy of penis topics last
Oh, he liked
week.
the penis pod last week.
Loved the double P.
Yeah.
He's always, when are you guys going to do penis pod again?
Yeah.
More penis
He
talk,
gets
please.
Yeah.
And I get our listeners. I'm tuned in
Get
But
your
this is a
finger on
good-
the pulse.
on the something.
I'm actually just going to read it because honestly, I don't think you even need to like. I read it right before we went on the air and I laughed. He was like, heard Troy submitted topics about penis related things and thought I'd offer up my own for you to discuss. My
His
girl-
own penis?
But no joke, I looked for an attachment. It's not there.
All right, so we need you to reach back out
Yeah.
and send us a picture of your dick.
Could you imagine if that was the end of it? Heard Troy submitted topics about penis related things and thought I'd offer up my own for you to discuss. Open. Okay, Shell. Leans left.
We'd give it a 3. It's
Weird that it's girthy at the top and so thin at the base. Not used to seeing that.
You might want to
Inverse
get that
pyramid.
rash looked at.
Yeah.
I'm no doctor, but
What's that, alopecia? Not much hair. Oh, he said my girlfriend is
The
a
lightning
nursing.
bolt's a nice touch.
I do like that. I do like that. Oh man. I like that ITPH tattoo.
that's how you know he's a real listener.
That's what I'm talking about.
He's been branded.
He said, "My girlfriend is in nursing school, and a question on her final last semester. So this is official stuff. If it's on the final,
Yeah.
What happens to men's penises when they get older? That is the question on the final.
Gets
That's what
huger.
you learn about nursing school? That seems like way down the line of like important things you need to know.
It's so well. Let's finish what it is. Because all right. So what happens to where'd it go? What happens to men's penises when they get older? And apparently the answer is that they continue to get smaller and smaller. And then I love his. He said, which is kind of bullshit. What kind of bullshit is that? Ears and noses continue to grow, but dicks get smaller. Fucking
Yeah.
ridiculous.
It's ridiculous.
This is a great point.
That's awesome.
Everything on the
Thank you for
outside.
your contribution.
Everything on the outside makes us look worse.
Yeah.
Like you got hairs coming out of your ears are
Yeah.
getting bigger, your nose is getting longer. By the end of life, you look like like a
A
fucking-
caricature of yourself,
Yeah,
basically.
you're like
Yeah.
Dobby. Like, you just look horrible.
Dobby the free
Dobby. Yeah, that's right. And so but your dick just keeps getting smaller. So it's like in your youth, at least you could make up for that little nose and little ears by pulling out this giant dog. And now it's like you got all this gross stuff, and you convince her to pull it out, and you got this little tiny shriveled dog.
if you can.
Well, the likelihood of it working as you get
Yeah.
older is even worse. So it's
Well, then
like,
do you just start using your nose instead?
good question,
Just saying.
fair question.
Yeah. I mean, is it like a proportional growth and loss? Man.
What I don't know about this topic could fill a book. I don't know. I'm not that old.
Oh, yeah.
It is weird that your ears and your nose keep growing.
Yeah.
I guess your ears make sense. You get less hearing, your hearing gets worse. So if your ears get bigger, in theory,
to capture
yeah,
more
they
sound.
capture more sound. I mean, that's what you're
But then they get plugged all up with the dang
with all the hair.
ears.
Yeah,
It's like the wrong
That's true.
direction.
yeah,
Same thing with the nose. All of a sudden, it's like, oh, you're losing your senses. We need more nose capacity.
Yeah.
Nope, hair.
yeah. More hair.
But they take the hair off the top of your head and they move it to other places.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what? You don't need all the hair on
I
your
don't need
dome.
my body moving stuff around
I
without
need it on
my
your
consent.
shoulders now.
and then just shrivel up that dong. You know,
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like, why?
icing on the cake.
My body's doing things without my consent. Who do I sue?
You
Sue yourself.
sue you, sue
Yeah.
me, sue everybody.
This is Lee Jones versus Lee Jones in Judge Judy's People's Court.
I didn't ask for all this hair, and Judge, look at the dong.
It was above average.
Way above average.
Now it is well below average.
Well below.
way above to well below.
But have you seen my nose? It was always above average, and now it's even bigger. Which this doesn't bode well for me. I've already got I don't have a good looking nose.
People say that, and not about you.
Yeah.
But
You've heard that too, huh?
But no, I hear people say things like that all the time. It's like, oh my god, my nose is so big, or oh, look at this nose, or whatever. And it's like, I don't pay attention to that thing. I also I can look at your nose, and I can look at your nose, and I don't see a big
Me
difference.
either.
It's a nose.
I'm with you.
You're not paying attention.
Maybe not.
I got a big bump in my nose. It just keeps getting longer, which, in the nursing homes, my buddy Lee says you knows your girlfriend.
Oh yeah.
So I'm gonna
It's
be
an advance move.
I'm gonna be pretty popular.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, when they go for a ride later, it's
Yeah.
a new feature.
That's what I'm saying. And that bump for her pleasure.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's like ridges on a condom.
See? He said he never noticed it, but now he's calling it out.
I think everybody's a little more self-conscious about their own bodies than what other
Oh,
people
yeah.
see of it. But I am a perfect flawless. But you look
I
at other people,
I understand.
and people say like, "Oh, my nose is so big." I was like, "Well, I didn't notice it, but now that you mention it, yeah, okay, I can see it."
You
Like,
do feel bad though for people who have crazy big ears, and you're like, oh,
It's just
you're-
gonna get worse.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're in
they're
big
like
trouble.
7, and they just have, like Dumbo ears.
That's true.
Look like
You
a
see
satellite.
little kid with Chinese, and then they grow into it a little,
Yeah,
and then it just grows away.
I always felt like as a kid, I had really big ears, and I mentioned it to somebody fairly recently, and they're like, "No, your ears are normal size," and I was like, "Huh." I guess as I grew and got bigger, and
Grew into your head.
exactly. It's like, oh, it checks out. But God, how big are they going to be later on?
And don't we shrink? Like,
Yeah.
don't we?
Oh yeah.
yeah, we definitely
Yeah.
shrink.
So we shrink, our dongs get smaller, our ears and our noses get bigger.
So then we just look like little people with big ears and noses
Like Dobby.
and hairy.
Yeah, with Dobby. So you didn't watch Harry
Potter.
Potter.
No.
Dobby is like this poor bastard. I don't want to ruin it for you.
You're
Dobby's-
not gonna ruin it for me.
One day you're gonna watch
I
it.
can't watch those movies. She's an awful person. I've seen all the things come out about the woman who wrote it, and she's anti-Semitic and all these awful things now.
Yeah, I don't know anything about her, and don't.
That's what cancel culture says, and I'm backing them. They would never lead me astray.
Fair enough.
When you're trying to show a picture of something to somebody, and you want to make sure you find like the best picture of it because
Yeah.
you want them to have like a positive. I'm having a real hard time here.
Finding a good Dobby.
Yeah.
See, all the listeners that
Because
know
some of them
Harry
are like,
Potter,
some of it's like fan art. And it's like, I don't want that. I don't want the real shit. But the real shit is CGI, and it's like,
I have a guy in my head that it wasn't from Harry Potter, but I'm like he was like a Muppet or something.
Dobby.
yeah,
There's-
that works. That's
Yeah,
Dobby.
I'm thinking of that guy. Oh, that's
Yeah.
a Harry Potter guy.
Yeah, that's Dobby.
I've seen him in the zeitgeist somewhere.
Yeah, and I'm just
Yeah.
afraid that's what I'm gonna look like.
Yeah.
with a little dick.
More like
Dude,
you're
if
gonna
your
look more
ears-
like.
That's
More
just
like
that's just what I picture. Because I have always assumed Dobby was like an incher.
big
at
beautiful
best.
eyes.
Oh my god. Like Dobby's the final form, though.
Yeah, like Dobby's where we're headed. Like if I keep taking my vitamins, and I can really live a long life and eat my vegetables, I could one day end up as a shriveled dong Dobby.
There you go.
I think the goal for most men is probably the grandpa and up. Like that's the like pristine grandpa body form where it's just like a pure rectangle.
The pure rectangle.
Yeah.
Where
You
you're
seen
not
Up?
like, oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, from the
like
movie Up.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
like the
yeah.
highest achievement I feel like we can get to.
Oh, if you could,
because
get
none of
to
us can
that.
get to Brad Pitt. Like that's
Yeah.
we're not doing that. Sorry, Brad, but like grandpa and up, like that's our final form.
Dude,
best, best
the
part
other
that we
night,
got.
it was like 1 a.m. and what do? I start looking for. Did I tell this story last week? River runs through it.
No,
I'm sitting.
never
there-
seen that.
You never seen a river runs through
No.
it? do yourself a favor. Watch A River Runs Through It. I'm not kidding. Have you seen it, Lee?
I don't think so.
Oh, sweet Jesus.
Is that Brad Pitt's first big hit?
No, he was in a couple things, and then I think Thelma and Louise was probably right before that.
Uh-huh.
And then this was like the first one, though. This is Brad Pitt in his prime. And like,
When he was like,
dude, I mean, like, I'm not even ashamed to admit it. Like,
he was gorgeous.
The first time he walks on that screen, I was like, I mean,
6 to Midnight.
I mean, that's a beautiful man.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm not even
Old
ashamed.
was Brad Pitt in this movie?
I mean, but that movie, if you've never seen it,
yeah, I've never seen
it
it.
was one of these where it's like, I'm looking for a movie. I was like, I don't know what to watch.
It always seemed artsy.
It's not as artsy as you think.
Okay.
It's certainly not. It's got some words written in it that are truly poetry, and that.
Uh-huh.
But it's like, if it's artsy, it's maybe a hair more artsy than Shawshank.
Okay.
Like about as far, you know how like
Yeah.
Shawshank had beautiful things written in it.
Yeah.
That's kind of how it is. But no, there's fighting and drinking, and
Okay.
it's a good time. It's a good movie. But then the fishing scenes are certainly blown out to be artsy,
Yeah.
and they're gorgeous. Like to the point where I was like walking away, I was like, maybe I'm stressed out because I'm not fishing enough.
Did you find it?
Yeah, I found it, and so I started at 1 a.m. It's a 2-hour movie.
Where'd you find it? What'd you find it on?
I don't even recall, but it was definitely for free
Yeah.
wherever I found it.
Netflix or Hulu, maybe?
Maybe HBO, which
Okay.
I don't think
I
you
don't have HBO now.
But it'd be worth renting. It's that good. I mean, it's a classic. But yeah, I watched that and I was just like, damn, that's a good looking man. Like, not ashamed to admit it. And then of course it's 3 a.m. and I'm like,
And you got a hard on
Why?
seeing Brad
Yeah.
fishing.
No, because at the end it's sad, and I'm sitting there and I'm like welling up with tears at 3 a.m. I was like, what have I done?
Yeah.
Like, why am I up? Like, I could have just gone to bed. I told myself, well, you're gonna be up for another half hour. Just watch some of it. Over.
Well, it is on Netflix, so you can.
Oh,
watch it
sweet.
individually.
There you go. It's a winner.
Thanks for looking that up, sir.
Yeah, he's doing all the stuff Stu doesn't do.
Stu's been better.
Yeah, he's been worse.
He has been better in the past. Oh, you mean like he's been doing better? I don't know about that.
Stu, I want it to be known that I was standing up for you because I think you have been doing better.
I think so.
He
I'll
tried.
He's killed it tonight. No mess ups.
Yeah, he's got a clean sheet so far.
Anyway, you guys are ruining the story.
Pat's been doing pretty well
Yeah,
tonight.
Pat's
too.
had a night.
Pat always crushes.
Pat
Pat has
always
never
crushes.
bombed.
No.
When's Pat coming back around?
Oh,
Your
God.
butthole got burned. My dick got slapped. Surprisingly, that actually drew up a memory in my mind of a bathroom experience in a hotel.
I miss Pat.
Oh, those were some of the first ones ever.
So good. He's still in the soundboard.
Yeah.
He'll always be in the soundboard. In fact, the boom
Boom.
will always be
Yeah.
Pat's boom.
Yep.
Because I think he's the one who officially put boom in my vocabulary.
For sure.
Like, he just always boom.
Yeah.
Like, you know what? That's pretty cool, Pat. I always feel weird, like something comes up and I'm like, boom, like on an email at work.
Yeah.
Like I'm trying to like show them like, all right now, like we've done well. Boom. And then I'm like, did they take
They're
that
not
the way
hearing
I
the
take
same
it?
thing. Yeah.
Or are they like, boom? Would I fuck it up?
Yeah.
Like,
No one's laughing. No
You
one's,
blew it up.
yeah,
Is that
that's-
good?
It's not
I'm
great.
confused.
Now I'm confused. Yeah, it's not. It's no good. It's no good.
Got to figure a way to attach Pat's boom to your email so they get the full.
Just make that be like your email notification sound.
Yeah.
Just comes in, just like boom.
Boom. Hey, I know we got to do a double, so we got to wrap this one up.
Yeah.
We do need to get some picks in
Oh, yeah.
for next week because
What are the lines?
I'm on fire.
We got 2 games to pick from, so it's not a big.
50-50.
Well, I know I'm going to get mine right. All right, so here we go.
All right.
First game, Sunday at 3:00. You got the Cincinnati Bengals against the Kansas City Chiefs. The Chiefs are favored by 7.5.
It's a lot of points. It's a lot of points the Bengals are getting.
points.
Oh, I know who Troy's taking.
Ah.
Well, hold on. Let me tell you the second game.
I'm a Bengals fan.
The second game is the San Francisco 49ers, LA Rams. Rams favored by 3.5.
It's in LA, right?
Yeah. It's first game's in Kansas City, second game's in LA.
I'm scared. I'm a Bengals fan. The Bengals have been to 2 Super Bowls, I think 82 and 89. They played the 49ers both times.
The cocaine years.
And lost both times to the 49ers. So I've picked I haven't picked on the Bengals games yet. I've been staying away from it. But I do have a feeling about these 49ers. I picked them last week and they won outright.
They got to cover 7.5. Oh, no. The 49ers. Sorry,
yeah.
3.5. And they're 3.5 dogs.
They could win. They could win outright.
They could.
But I think I'm going to take my Bengals this time.
Oh, so you're going the Brendan route, changing the strategy that you've had all year.
Yeah.
And surely it won't fuck you up.
You know what? Actually, now you said out loud.
You're a dick.
But I think the 49ers could win outright, but I don't want them to because I don't want the Bengals and 49ers to end up in the Super Bowl.
Yeah. You don't want the prophecy to be fulfilled.
I'll take the Chargers. I'm pulling for the Chargers.
The Chargers.
The
Rams.
The Rams. The other blue and gold team from the southern
So the Rams
part of,
favored by 3.5.
Yes. I mean that's basically a toss-up. I mean,
basically. But I'll have you know, when I put my bet in, I saw that the line opened at
2.5.
No, it opened at 3 on my sportsbook, and I saw it was 3.5 everywhere else.
Mm-hmm.
So not only do I have the, but then I threw a bunch of money on the Rams minus the 3 because I was like, it's gonna run. I'm really proud of myself now that I look at it's 3.5. Like I'm making all the right decisions since Sunday. I'm on fire.
Yeah, I'm gonna take the Bengals because I think that they can win outright.
They beat the Chiefs a couple weeks ago,
and that is the only thing that gives me hesitation. Is it's hard to beat a team that closely together. Going to Arrowhead's going to be tough.
Yeah, because they were in Cincinnati.
Yeah,
but you know that run that the Bengals beat the Chiefs. The Chiefs had won like 7 of 8 games to finish out, with their only loss being to the Bengals.
Yeah, so I'll take the Bengals. I like the points if nothing else. But
that's a tempting 7 points. I mean, I tend to go with the points.
Because the Bengals will score points. I think it's going to end up being another shootout, just like the Chiefs and the Bills was.
I couldn't believe that Chiefs-Bills game because allegedly the Bills had the number 1 defense, and it did not look like that.
I think a lot of teams, when you get into those kinds of games, when you're playing a really good offense, you just say, fuck it. Like, all I need is one stop. I need to make one stop, and that's all I need to do, and we can win this game.
But like the Bengals, when they played the Titans, were putting up huge run numbers all year, even without Derrick Henry, and they basically shut them down.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't like betting for or against my own team.
I hear you. I'll do it for you.
I have good news for you,
I cannot
Troy.
pull for the 49ers.
I have good news for you.
Uh-oh.
You and I, my friend, simpatico.
Surely this will end well for you.
You're going with the Rams?
I'm taking the Rams minus 3.5.
All the way.
The lock.
Yeah.
The lock.
So it will be the 49ers.
I'm taking them. They will not go wrong. And here's what's going to happen. They're going to win by 2.
Yep.
That's exactly what's going to happen. They're going to eke this thing out. They're going to win by 2. I'm going to lose the bet both ways.
Final score 28-27.
Yeah.
And the Rams are going to the Super Bowl. And Brendan's account is lower and lower.
Yeah, that fucks you up on your futures too, doesn't it?
No, because the futures, there's no spreads, there's no nothing. That's the beauty. I said they would win the Super Bowl when they were plus 800. I was like, hell yeah. And then I bet it again when they were plus 600 when I got more money in my account. I was like, run it back.
Where did that money come from?
Because there was only $10 left. I put it on them. And then as soon as I put more money in, it was like, and then 20 at 600. I'm going to be paid. I'm going to be so filthy rich.
Well, I mean, you got to set up for fall 2022.
Garoppolo is the worst quarterback of those 4 by a lot.
Yes.
Is he?
If you look at their wins this year, like they've eked them out. Like it's not on his arm. He's not winning games for them like Burrow and Stafford and Mahomes. Like those guys win the games.
Well, we'll see. I don't know. I've respected Jimmy G ever since when he first went out to San Fran. He got paid. Like, he got all his money, and he went out there, and the first thing he did is start dating a porn star, and not like in the shadows, like taking her to the SBs, taking her to all the things. Like, I was like, Look at this dirty son of a bitch. Like,
New money.
That was pretty badass of him to be like, yeah, she's
real.
a porn star. I'm cool with it.
yeah, he's like, I do not care. You don't understand. I'm in my 20s. I've got millions of dollars.
But imagine what the guys get to do now. They can just be like, yeah, she's an Instagram model. Same
Yeah.
thing.
He could have gotten an Instagram model. He chose to go to the bottom of the barrel and go, look at the daddy issues on this one.
Yeah.
I was like, you know what? Like, anyone can date a stripper.
He's like, I will cover this one. I can tell you that.
yeah. Like, he went and just said, no, on my arm, red carpets, I don't care. And I was like, all right, Jimmy. All right, buddy.
Yeah.
I see you. You're a scumbag. You're not even afraid to admit it. Respect. So is he the worst quarterback? Maybe.
Maybe.
But he's the best person.
He's a better person than Aaron. I'm just saying he's a better person than Aaron Rodgers.
He's not judgmental.
Yes.
Does
He's got
Jimmy
it.
G have a relationship with his family? Just saying.
I'm sure he does.
That doesn't bode well for old Aaron Rodgers either.
No.
Yeah.
No. When everyone in your family hates you and you hate them,
Yeah.
what could have happened? What happened, Aaron?
And he and Danica were together for a while. And she seems like a nice person.
Kind of. I think she's kind of a
She
mean.
seems a little off her rocker.
Yeah, she's a little mean.
Well, I can't imagine being in her profession and not having a chip all the
little
time.
bit-
You
a little bit
have
of a
to.
mean streak.
You
yeah.
have to.
And being as cute as she is, where you're just like,
No one's
oh,
taking you
yeah,
seriously.
Get out of here.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like not only was she in the Sports Illustrated like swimsuit,
Yeah,
issue,
exactly.
But she also
Yeah,
races in
and she
NASCAR.
drove
She's
her
also
ass.
in the NASCAR section.
yeah. Yeah, it's a tough life.
All right, so the picks are in.
All right. Now we know.
Picks
Surely-
are in. We're going to
surely
lock
we
it
can't
up.
Go wrong.
Winners.
We won't know in the next podcast.
No, because we're about to record another
You're gonna have to
one.
do like an addendum to like tack on.
That's fine.
No, we can talk about it because we do have 2 weeks after these games.
Yeah, that's the beauty of this. That's the beauty of this.
Yep.
So, look, thank you all so much for tuning in, week out. If you haven't had a chance to head over to our Venmo page, lots of good content there. The Venmo is
That's where you get the extra content.
where what's that Venmo?
At Inside the Pallet House.
There you go. If you haven't had a chance to head over to our Instagram or Facebook, you can do so. We don't do a lot there, but
You send $100 to the Venmo, and Troy will send you something good.
That's right.
don't know what that is.
You'll have to wait.
Sounds good.
Throw in $100 and find out.
I like it. And you can always send us topics at InsideThePalletHouse@gmail.com. We'd love to hear from you. If it's a good one like Shell hooked us up with this week, we'll read it on the air. If you haven't had a chance to pick up some sunglasses, you can always get a good deal, 20% off, by dropping Bowflex in the coupon code over at NectarSunglasses.com. And you can always, you can't always, but every once in a while you might need a mortgage. Head over to Screen Door Mortgage. Our friend Jimmy will take care of you. Getting a mortgage is a difficult process, but he will make it easy, and he'll help you through all of the red tape and bullshit. Honestly, it's damn near enjoyable.
The days are getting longer. You're going to need more sunglasses.
Very true. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. We'll talk to you next week. Cheers.
Cheers. That was a pretty good podcast on today.